Good morning everyone. Welcome to channel Qtomation. In today's session, we will see about web table handling in Selenium with Python. So what is exactly web table? Web table is a common UI element found on web pages that displays data in a tabular format, similar to spreadsheet. So we know that in Excel we normally have rows, columns and cells, and data is presented in the tabular format. Similarly in HTML pages also, on web pages most of the times we see data is presented in a table format. It's often used to present structured data such as list of items, records or statistics. Each cell within the table holds a piece of information, and the rows and columns define the structure of the data. Now these tabular formats or tables which we see on the web pages can be of two types. There are static tables as well as dynamic tables. In static table, data is static. That means static tables are having fixed data. Number of rows are also fixed and number of columns are also fixed. But in dynamic table, data is dynamic. So number of rows can change, number of columns can change, or sometimes even data can be changed. So data can also change. That is not fixed, and those are dynamic tables. So we will see for both the tables, static tables and dynamic tables, how to handle various scenarios in web tables. So in today's session, we will mainly focus on static tables. So I will show you one example of such static table and how and what are the different scenarios we are going to perform on the static tables. So now let's go to browser. So this is one website on which there are two tables are present. So for this you can just ignore the first table. So let's focus on this second table. So now this is a static web table. If you see, this web table contains some rows. For example, this is the first row which contains various headers. For example, name, position, office, age, start date, salary. And this table contains information of different employees. For example, Tiger Nixon, his position, office address, age, start date and salary. Now that information is stored in row. So if you see, this is the first row, this is the second row, this is third row, and similarly there are multiple rows having information of different employees. And this table is a static table. If you see, there is fixed number of rows and fixed number of columns, and the data also will not change. So data will remain constant. And what are the different scenarios which we are going to do is, let's say we are going to find how many rows are there, how many columns are there. If I want to print some specific data, for example, if I want to print salary of Cedric Kelly as well as name of Garlet. So in this example, we have to fetch data from specific cells. So that scenario also we will see how to fetch that. Also, let's say I want to print all the data. So I want to print all the data which is present inside the table. Then how we can do that? That we will also see in this session. Now if you inspect this web element, now this is basically entire a static web table. Now let's try to inspect this web table and let's know what are the different tags which are present for the table. So I will just select this and let's select any of the cells. So if you see actual table, so in HTML normally tables are represented with table tags. So you will find table tag somewhere. So I will just hover on this. Yeah, if you see here, table ID equals to table 01. Now this is for first table, but we are going to ignore that first table and we will focus on the second table. So I will just put Control F 2 times forward slashes and then table. So if you see, there are 2 tables are present. So we are going to deal with second table only. And for second table, if you see, table tag is present. Now in this, there are some attributes. There can be name attribute, ID attribute, and some more other attributes will be present as well. In this situation, we can see there is attribute called ID is present. So table ID equals to table 02. So if you highlight this, it will basically contain entire table. So it includes entire table in the table tag. And inside this table tag, if you see, there are TR tags. Now TR tags represents the row basically. If you see, this TR tag are representing the rows. In some tables, there might be a T body tag from the start only, but in this, you can see there is some different tag. T head tag is there. T head tag represent table head. This contains different headers of the table. For example, in this T head tag, this is basically T head tag. There is one TR tag. That means that is the row. So this is row that contains this TR. And inside this TR represents table row. And inside this TR tag, if you expand it, you can find multiple TH tags. TH tag means table header tags. Table header, if you see, name, position, office, age, start date, salary. Now these are basically headers of the columns, we can say. In the table, these are basically column headers. These are the column headers which are present inside T head tag, which contains TR tag, that means this entire row, and this entire row contains multiple TH tags that includes all the headers of the columns. And this is the closure of T head tag. And after this, there are, if you see, there is a T body tag. T body tag contains actual body and actual data of the table. And in the T body tag, if you see, there are multiple TRs. So these TRs are nothing but these are the rows. So if you see, this is the first TR tag which highlights the first row. If you expand this row, you will find multiple TD tag. TD tag represents table data. So whatever value is present inside the table, for example, this is the name, that includes inside the TD tag. Position, then office, age, start date, salary. So all this data is inside the TD tag, multiple TD tags. If you see, I am just hovering on it and it is highlighting that data. That is basically these TD tags are inside the TR tag, which is a table row tag. So similarly, for every row, there is another TR tag. If you see, I am just hovering on this TR tag and all the rows are getting highlighted. So if you see second row, again it contains name, position, office, age, start date, salary, etc. So this data is present inside the table data tag, that is TD tag, which are inside the TR tag. So if there are multiple rows, similarly for each row there is a TR tag. If you see, there are TR tag. So this is the basic architecture which on all these tags, TR and TD are inside the T body tag, which is inside the table tag. So let's revise one more time. So what are the different tags we have seen? So first is table tag. This is the main container element of the entire table. So we can identify the entire table by table tag. Then there is a TR tag, which represents table row. It is basically a row within the table. So inside the table there are multiple rows, so there would be multiple TR tags. Inside the TR tags or inside the first row, so basically we have seen table header tag as well, TH tag, right, represents a header cell within a row. It's typically used to define column headers. So if you see, inside this table we have already seen T head or TH tag, right? So if you see, they have included the T head tag here, but sometimes it can be a TH tag as well. represents header cell. Basically that represents header cell. Now if you see inside this T head tag, there is a TR tag which represents the row for the header, and inside that there are TH tags are present. So that is basically table header. Table header tag is represented by TH tags, which represents column headers. If you see, these are all the TH tags. And then we have seen TD tag. TD tag is table data, represents a data cell within a row, and it is used for actual data entries in the table. So this is the basic introduction to table. What are the different tags present inside the table? We have seen table, TR, TH and TD. And now we will see some of the scenarios which we will perform. Now what are the different scenarios which we can perform is, we will first print count of rows and columns. Now let's say I want to find out how many rows are there. So if you see, this is the first, second, third and multiple rows are there. So I want to find out how many rows are present inside this web table. That is the first scenario which we want to find out. And we will also try to find out number of columns present in the web table. If you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 columns are present. So I want to find out number of rows and number of columns. That is the first scenario which we will do. After that, let's say I want to find out specific row data and column data. Now in this table, from this table, I want to find out specific. Let's say I want to find out Sonia Frost name, and let's say I want to find out location of Herod Chandral. So these are the, if I want to specifically find out this data or this data, how we can do that. That also we will see. And we will also see how to print the entire data. So how to print data from entire web table on our console. So these are the different scenarios which we will see. Now let's go to PyCharm. Now first we will see, try to printing how many rows and columns are there. So I will go to PyCharm. In PyCharm, let's create a new Python file. I am naming it as web table demo. So we have created a Python file here. I will add some basic code. From the previous sessions, I am just adding the basic code, which includes importing Selenium WebDriver, options, service. And basically we are creating options class object, and we are adding experimental option detach as true, so that our browser will remain open after the execution of script. If you don't add this, and if you don't pass this Chrome options while creating the driver instance, the browser will automatically close. But if you want to keep it open, I am just passing it as a true. And then we have created service class object. In service class object, we are passing executable path or path of our browser driver, that is Chrome driver. And we are passing this service class object to while creating driver instance. And then I am going to open this URL. So let's take this URL which includes the web table. So we are going to focus on this second web table. So I am just minimizing it and let's paste it here. So it will launch the web browser and it will open the web page. Now after opening, we will just maximize the window. So I am just using the command driver.maximize window. Now let's see one by one the scenarios. Now first scenario is print count of rows and columns from the web table. So how many rows and columns are present, that I want to find out. So after maximizing the window, how we can find out how many rows are there? So let's inspect this element. So if I want to find out all the rows present in the web table, which tag we can use? So which tag represents table rows? Obviously the TR tag. So I will just write the XPath first. first I want to find out XPath for this table. So 2 times forward slashes. Which tag includes the table? Table tag. And which attribute we can use? We can simply use ID attribute here. So table 02 for this second table. If you see, table ID equals to table 02. So @ID equals to, so it will find out the table which we want to focus. If you see, this XPath is finding out that entire table. Now inside this table, I want to find out all the TR tags. All the TR tags present inside this table. So what we can do is we can directly put 2 times forward slashes and TR. 2 times forward slashes and TR. So after putting that, this is basically custom XPath, right? This is customized XPath which will find out all the TR tags present inside the web table if we put 2 times forward slashes. So it is finding total 56 rows. If you see, first row, second row, first row is basically this one. If you see this TR, this is also a row, right? Which contains table headers, but this is also a row. This is the first row, second row, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. So there are total 56 rows are present in this web table, including the header one. There are total, if you see, I am just scrolling it out, 36, 38, total 56 number are rows are there. So this XPath will basically find out all the table rows present inside the web table. So I will just simply copy this. Let's use driver dot find elements, because we are using the XPath which is directing to multiple elements, right? So we are using driver dot find elements. By dot XPath, and in double quotes we are putting that XPath. So it is basically returning multiple rows count, right? So I will just use rows. So it is redirecting to multiple web elements which are basically inside the TR tag. So it is finding all the TR tag web elements. We want to find out count of it. So how to find the count of it? So I will simply use rows underscore count equals to, by using length function. So inside the length we can simply pass this rows web element which contains all the TR tag web elements, and we are finding length of these rows. So it should return 56. That should be the count it should return. And then we can simply print rows count. So it should return length of rows, that is 56. After that I want to find out columns length as well. Now let's see, first execute this and let's try to check whether it is finding all the rows or not. So we are just executing this Python file. It is launching the web browser, and we can simply minimize it and see the console. See, it is returning 56 as a value. That means rows are total 56. And similarly, now let's try to find out number of columns. So how we can find out number of columns? So now let's go back to the code, HTML code. So where are the columns? So one trick we can use is number of table headers, that means there are column headers. So these are column headers: name, position, office, age, start date and salary. And column headers are included in which tag? TH tag. So if we can find out how many TH tags are there, that will give you the count of columns, because number of TH tags means number of column headers, and it will be same as number of columns, because column headers, number of column headers is same as TH tags. So whatever TH tags are there, that means count of TH tag equals to number of columns. That is the thing which we have to remember. How many TH tags are there? So we want to find out how many TH tags are there. So in this XPath, what we can do, again, this will identify the table. So this XPath can identify the table, and we can find out how many TH tags are there. So how to go to TH tags? So if you see table ID equals to table 02. After table there is a T head tag. So I can find out like this. So 1/, then put T head tag. After T head tag there is a TR tag. So again one more / TR tag. So now we are inside this TR, and inside this TR there are multiple TH tags. So one more / and if you put TH, it is finding all the TH tags. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So all the 6 tags, TH tags, are getting highlighted. So this is the one approach we can use by going from the table tag, then T head, then TR tag, and then finding all the TH tags. And if you want directly finding the TH tags, that also we can do. So now we have navigated from table tag to TH tags one by one. And if you don't want to use this, you can simply use like this as well. So anyone can be used. So now after identifying the table, if I directly put 2 times / and TH, it will also do the same thing. It will directly jump to TH tags. If you use 2 /, it will skip the middle tags. So I am just using this XPath to find the number of columns. So again I will just use columns equals to, I am just copying it, and instead the row wala XPath we will simply have to put one which we have found for columns, that will find out the TH tags. And then we can again use columns underscore count. This is the variable length of columns we can use any variable, and then I am just simply printing number of columns are comma columns count. So it should return all the number of counts present inside the web table. So now let's execute this file and let's check the output. So it is launching the web browser, and let's minimize it. So the total number of rows are 56 and total number of columns are 6. So that is the correct output which we have received. So if I go back, so first scenario we have already covered. So we can find out how many rows are there and how many columns are there. Now in coming session we will see reading specific row data and column data, print all the data from table cells, and condition based data fetch from table. So thanks for watching this video.